guys, it's Way here, and welcome back to another FIFA 17 trading method. Today, I'm going to show you guys how you can make around 25,000 coins every single hour with a very, very easy and effective trading method. This is one of the best trading methods on FIFA 17, and yeah, it's one I've not yet done a video on, so I'm going to show you guys how to do it in today's video. Now, this is actually a converting player method, and you're going to be looking for players in different positions to their normal default position. Now, I'll leave a link down below in the description to a whole list of players you can do this method very, very effectively with, and basically just looking up these cards in different positions. Now you want to go for cards, for example, a striker with really good passing, or maybe an attacking midfielder with really good shooting, or someone who'd just be suited to play in a different position. So for example, if we go with, let's go with Ilicic right here, and if we look up Ilicic, because he is right here, a player who has actually got really, really good stats, where he could play either as an attacking midfielder or maybe as a striker, because he's got pretty good shooting, he's got pretty good passing. He's a player you could get in different positions. So if you look, for example, as an attacking midfielder, you can get these guys in centre mid and stuff as well, the ones with really good passing, which is definitely a very good thing to do. So what you then want to do is just look on the market for these cards, and you want to see what cards are actually on the market. So if there are any good deals on a buy now, you could potentially pick them up, and if there are any open bid deals, you could also pick them up. So you want to look up in other positions like centre mid right here. As you see here, we've already got a deal, 2.1k, pick them up, and I can sell that card on for 3,000 coins, making me just under 1,000 coins profit after EA tax, which is just really, really easy. Now, you guys can see he's got 80 passing, he's got pretty good dribbling, pretty good shooting. He's a player you may want to pick up as a centre mid, an attacking midfielder, or a striker. So that is a very, very good example. Ilicic is one of the best guys you can do this with. And yeah, all I can do now is just list him up for 3k. It's going to be about 800 coins profit after EA tax. List him up for 1 day. And that's very, very easy profit right there. And we've hardly been doing this method at all. Now, you can also get deals on bids, but generally the good ones are going to be on buy nows. You can look these cards up in CDM as well. And let's quickly check in Striker, see if there are many cards here. 1,000 seems to be the lowest buy now. So I could get this one here for 1,000. And list this up for 1.4, and that's going to be a nice bit of profit there as well. So not too bad at all. List this guy for 1.4, and again, he's got good shooting. Fiorentina don't really have that many decent strikers on this game, so if someone wants to get a good striker, he's probably going to be their #1 choice. I mean, you've got a couple of other options, but he is a good player. So there we go. Can make about 400 coins profit on him. So we're already looking at over 1,000 coins profit once these cards do eventually sell on. And if you just list them up for 1 day, they should definitely sell on. Rafael is another really, really good player to do this with, because again, he's a player with really good passing. You can look up cards on Foothead that have really good passing. But I actually just want to find out what his default position is. I think it is a centre forward for Rafael. Yes, it is centre forward. So you can look him up in other positions. Let's look up attacking midfield and see what we've got as different players here. So 5k seems to be the lowest by now. 3.2. Or 1 for 3.2. There we go. We've got deals we can put bids on. So we've got one there, and we've got. Did we have another one? No, we don't. So as you can see there, we've got an open bid deal to put a bid on, and all you want to do really is just keep bidding up. I'd go up to maybe like 2.7k, 2.8k. You'd want to try and get him as cheaply as possible. So put a bid on him there, and if I can get anything under like 2.7k, it's going to be some nice profit. I can list him for like 3.1. and make some good profit on him. So put a bid there, and you can often get these cards for just like a really, really good price, because not many people are going to be trying to get these cards on the market, but generally there aren't going to be many on the market. So when someone does want to buy a card in that position, they're generally going to go for a buy now, and they're generally going to buy that player on the buy now rather than waiting to bid for these cards, so you don't have too much competition. So I could probably get him for around 2,000 coins or less and make about 1,000 coins profit on him. So I'll see if we do pick him up later on. I will show you guys examples of me actually listing these cards up and selling them on as well towards the end of the video. So let's look at centre mid versions of Rafael as well, and currently going for 3.9 as lowest by now. We don't have any deals there, but still that's not too bad. You can just go back and check these cards, and you want to just keep going through. You want to keep checking these cards, seeing if any new deals have been listed up on buy nows, or also any good deals you can put bids on. So 1.5k seems to be being price fixed right here, so probably not the best of players to do it with. If we drop down a bit, 1.3 seems to be the lowest by now. There we go. We actually got a deal there, 900 coins. Can put a bid on him, list him for 1.2. That card should get picked up pretty quickly. But as you see, there are lots of open bid deals like this one here for 700. I could just put a bid on him, try and get him for under about 1,000, list him for like 1.2 or 1.3k. So we got one here for, I believe it was around 900 coins. There we go, 900, and I can list that for 1.2. List it for 1.1 by accident there. But still, that's going to be a couple hundred coins profit there, which is not too bad. As you can see, there are more players. I can just put bids on these cards right here. Very, very easy. Now, another good example is going to be someone like Correa. I mean, there's so many cards. I'm not going to go through all of them, and you guys can kind of just find the cards you want to do this with, because that's going to work better. If I show you guys a lot of cards, you're probably going to go and use the same ones as me. Yeah, I would recommend just kind of just finding cards that have good passing or would be good in that particular position, or maybe would be really good for chemistry. I'll be showing you ones especially for chemistry, really, kind of in a minute. So 2.8k seems to be the lowest by now, right now, for Correa. 2.5, there we go. So we don't really have any open bid deals, so Correa in attacking midfield isn't the best of players there. Look him up in centre mid, we've only got one on the market, probably not the best one to pick up. And CDM, we actually have one for 4.5k, and in Catalyst. Now, that card is probably not going to be bought for ages, but you could potentially put a bid on that, get it for like 4k, because converting a player from striker to CDM and putting a Catalyst chemistry style on him values him at about 7k, so could potentially pick him up, but I am not going to right now. But here we go, Gamiero is a great player for this, because for chemistry, if someone wants to get a hyperlink to Griezmann, then he is a perfect player for this. And if you look him up in other positions, CDM there, one for 6k. But if you look him up in centre mid, for example, he's a player with really good passing, so someone could potentially want to pick him up in that position. And also, he gets that hyperlink to Griezmann, which does make him quite a good player for Ultimate Team. So we've got an open bid deal here, 3.3k. Lowest by now is 4.5, so I can put a bid on him. And yeah, if I can get for anything under about 4k, go list him up for like 4.4, make some nice coins there. If we look him up in attacking midfield as well, we should be able to hopefully get some good deals here. So what's he going for? We've got an open bid deal there. Let's just quickly see what he's going for as lowest by now, like this. Just to kind of get rid of some of those lower ones. So there we go, 3.1. I'm going to pick that up because it's the only one on the market. And I'm going to just send that to my transfer list so we can go and check what he's actually selling for. But again, that's another good deal. And you guys can see I've managed to get quite a few deals so far in the space of just a couple of minutes. So he's going for 3.5. We've got one on the market, but I don't really want to have exactly the cheapest on the market when they're refused. So 3.5, I can list that one I got there for about 3.5k, making myself about 150, 200 coins profit right there after EA tax, which is not too bad there. And if we look him up in centre forward, we've got a deal here. We can get that one there for 1.3 and list him up for about 1.6k. So again, another nice deal and another nice easy bit of profit. But you don't just have to do this with strikers like I have been doing recently. You can do it with some other players, which is what I'm going to be showing you guys right now. So what you do want to do now is look for decent attacking midfielders. So someone like let's think of a good attacking midfielder, or you can just look up on the market really. So just go with like a minimum by now of like probably under about 2.5k. You want to go with. You don't want to go too expensive. You don't want to go too cheap either. But this is a good thing to do. You can just look through, find players you want to do this with. So there are loads and loads of cards. Try and pick someone from a good league or a good nationality. So let's go with this guy right here. Let's go with Oscar. Obviously he's playing for Chelsea. He's going to be quite a popular player on Ultimate Team. So we go with Oscar right here. Here we go, Oscar. And now you can look him up in other positions. So look him up in striker. And what do you have? 9.5k, 5.7, 4.7k right there. It's the lowest on the market by 1,000 coins. So that would be a really, really good deal to pick up. And we actually have one for 4k right there again. So 5.7 seems to be the lowest by now. One for 4.7, one for 4k. I'm going to pick that card up for 4k because I can list that up. Because the other one's then going to be the cheapest on the market. When that gets bought, 5.7 is going to be the lowest on the market. So if I list this card for 5.5, something like that, that's going to be some really, really nice profit. And it may take a few listings to sell them on, but I know I will be able to sell them on because that is going to be the second cheapest on the market. So as soon as that cheapest one sells, then I'm going to have the cheapest one on the market. Look up in centre mid, probably more kind of a position people would want to buy them in. And there are loads and loads of cards on the market. When you have a lot, I'd recommend just kind of finding a kind of bit on the market where you've got probably like 5 cards at least on the market. You don't really want to kind of be looking for the very cheapest cards because it doesn't give you a fair reflection of what he's going for. So about 3.9, maybe about a little bit less seems to be the lowest by now. But as you see here, we've got open bid deals. We can put bids on so many right here that you can just bid on. And loads of these you'll be able to get for like maybe 3,000 coins, list them for about 3.5. Make some really, really easy coins on them. And you can also snipe these cards if you want. If you found a player that works really well with this, just go and find the lowest by now. So at the moment it's 3.4k, and just try and snipe them for like 3.3. It's just another way you can make some really easy coins. And finally, let's look them up in CDM, and 3.1k is the lowest by now. 2.3, there we go, that's a good deal, 2.3. And converted from attacking midfielder to CDM is a pretty good bargain right there. He's got medium high work rate, so he is a player someone may potentially want to get in that position. For example, to get hyperlinked to someone like David Luiz. So there we go, that is a decent deal, and the lowest by now right now is 3.1k on the market. So I can list this card for 3,000 coins. And you guys have seen just how much profit I've managed to make so far. I will show you me selling these cards on later on in the video, but yeah, so far I've managed to get a whole load of deals, and I mean, you can easily make 25k in an hour using this method, if not more. You can make a lot more if you do kind of get the right deals, if you do get lucky. So 3k is the lowest by now right now in centre forward, so probably not the best of ones to go with, but let's go with another player. Let's go with Firmino. I mean, there's just so many players you can do this with. Like, you can just choose who you want to do it with, really. But let's look at Firmino. What is he going for? Also, guys, quite controversially, I actually saw an article earlier on Twitter about he actually scored a chip yesterday and then took his shirt off, and apparently that goal shouldn't have counted because he took his shirt off before the goal went over the line. So yeah, fun fact right there. But Firmino is currently going for 6,000 coins in centre mid. So you don't really want to go with these really expensive cards. Firmino is probably not the best of examples, but you could try and get him for anything under that, so go with like 5.2. As you can see, we've got loads of players now I can put bids on, and yeah, there are just so many different open bid deals I can find and put bids on, and hopefully pick up just so many different players right here. And you're going to be able to make probably like 1,000 coins on most of the cards here, that if you pick them up. It's so easy. It really is like just one of the best methods on the game. Look them up in CDM as well, none on the market right there. Look them up in attacking midfield, look them up in striker. Loads and loads of different things you can do. And again, you just want to find the minimum by now. And you want to bid up to kind of where you can still make a bit of profit. So say he's going for 3.3k, obviously Firmino isn't, but say a player's going for 3.3k as the lowest by now. You want to bid up to maybe about 2.8, 2.9. You don't want to be getting them for like 3.2 unless they're for 3.3, because you're just not going to make profit due to EA tax, and you don't really want to be spending about 3k to make like 50 or 100 coins profit. You want to be making a couple hundred coins profit at least on each card, and that's what we've been doing so far. So let's just get one more player. Let's go with a centre mid this time. I mean, it doesn't have to be an attacking midfielder or a striker. Let's go with a cheap centre mid in the Premier League. Well, it doesn't even need to be in the Premier League. I mean, there's just so many players you can do this with. Let's go with someone who's got quite good shooting, or who could kind of just play all over the pitch. So Parolo, we can go with him. Let's check Parolo out. There are loads of cards you can do this with, and let's check out what Marco Parolo is selling for in striker. He has currently got a few cards on the market. 3.9 is the lowest by now, and I could actually get that card. List him for like 4.2. Probably not the best of deals though. Let's look him up in centre forward, and this works really well with kind of cheap, well-rounded cards that people would want to use in these different positions. So 2.2 is the lowest by now on the market right now. 1.9 actually right there. 1.3, and just 7 minutes left. And with these cards, you're just so rarely going to get outbid, because you're not going to have much competition to actually pick these cards up. So there we go. I can get this card for like 1.3. I expect I can probably get him for this. List him for like 2k, and it's just again going to be some really easy profit. I'll look him up in CDM as well. And 1.9 seems to be the lowest by now. 1.7. Do we have any open bid deals? Yes, we do. 1.3 right there. Put a bid on him. And are there any others there? There we go. 600 coins. Put a bid of like 1,000. And if I can get him for anything under about 1.3. It's going to be some nice profit I can make on that card, which is not too bad at all. Let's look up someone like Herrera, playing in the Premier League. Going to be quite a popular card, and Herrera. And yeah, what is he currently going for? He's going for around about 4,000 coins by the look of it in CDM. And yeah, you can do this with just any midfielder, any striker really. Just look them up in these different positions. So he's currently going for, what is he going for? About 4,000 coins. There we go. 4,000 is the lowest by now really as a CDM. So if we look them up for anything under about 3.5k, that's going to be some nice profits. As you can see, we've got one for 700 coins in Shadow as well, and another for 700 coins right there. So just put a bid of like, let's go with 3k on him. Doesn't really matter. I mean, let's go with 2.5k, and just try and get them as cheap as you can. he was going for 4k, so I'd happily go up to like 3.5k. I'd still be making good coins. This one here in Shadow, I'd probably go a bit higher. I'd maybe go to like 4,000 coins if I can get him in Shadow, because that's probably the best chemistry sell for him in that position. Look him up in attacking midfield, and again, you've got loads and loads of cards you can put bids on. 2.6k seems to be the lowest by now, or something around that anyway. And there we go, we've got an open bid deal, put a bid on that. So many players. I mean, this method here, you're never going to run out of cards really to do this with, because there's just so many different players you can actually bid on, so many different players available, because you've pretty much just got any centre mid you want, any attacking midfield you want, any striker. Just look up players who'd be decent in that position, who maybe would be really useful for chemistry purposes. So you, as I showed earlier with Gamiero and Griezmann, they get a hyperlink together. And there are lots of similar players like that. So you just want to look up really, just go to gold, and then you can look up strikers, you can look up centre forwards. Centre forwards, kind of just default centre forwards, are often really good, because they'll often have a high passing stat and can be good as like a centre mids and stuff like that. So let's go with Vieto and Ben Yedder as two final examples, just show you guys how effective this method is. So Ben Yedder is such a popular player on this game, so one that will probably be quite good. I mean, I've not checked any of these players beforehand. First time I'm checking their prices now, so it should be able to hopefully get some good deals. So 2.1k, there we go, open bid deal. Looks like around about 3,000 is the lowest by now for Ben Yedder. I mean, you're going to get some cheaper deals towards the 59th minute, but generally you're going to be able to list them up and sell them on for about 3k. Overnight he will sell for that, because there's going to be less cards on the market. So there we go, put a bid on him there. And I can get him for anything under about 2.7k. That's going to be some nice, easy profit. Just list the cards overnight, and you're definitely going to be making profit in the long term. Look up centre mid deals as well. Do we have any players right here? 3.4 seems to be the lowest by now, and no deals right there. Let's look them up in CDM quickly as well. And you can get some amazing deals using this method. I mean, you can often get, for example, strikers converted down centre mid very, very cheaply, and there are loads and loads of players you can do this with. So Vieto is another player you can do this with. I mean, there's literally thousands of players you can do this with. Any gold players really, who have just remotely good stats or just playing a good league, this will work with. Even like Vieto's not got the best of cards, but there's still lots of deals I can pick up. So 1.9k in centre forward, and we've also got one I can put a bid on. I reckon I could get that card in centre forward for like 650 coins. You're going to have such little competition, and the reason I got that one there for 1.9 is because that's by far the lowest on the market, so I can pretty much just control his price now. I can list him for about 2.5. It's going to be the only one with a relatively cheap buy now. Obviously this one here is at 10k on the market, so if someone does want to buy him as a centre forward, I've got the only one available to buy. And yeah, it's just so easy. And I'll just do one final example, and it's going to be Dumbia, because he used to be the best player to do this with back on FIFA 15 when I first used this method. You could get so many good deals with players like Dumbia in CDM and Musa, players like that. It just works so well, because like you could get these cards with such little competition, because so few people are going to be looking up for these cards. For example, getting a Dumbia in centre mid, so you're going to have such little competition to actually pick them up on bid. So if someone lists these for like 1k, I've seen cards back on FIFA 14. I picked up like Dumbias in centre mid for like 1,000 coins, and you could list them for like 8k. It really was just amazing how much profit you could make on these cards. And the list is endless really of players you can do this with. It really is that easy. I mean, there's just so many players you can do it with. And I will leave a link down below, or I'll leave a list down below rather, to some players you can do it with. But by no means does kind of that list just show all the players you can use. There are hundreds and hundreds of players you can do it with. Basically any gold striker, any gold centre mid, any gold player who's any good really, who's in kind of an attacking position, or even just a CDM. You can look them up as a centre mid or a striker. Just look up these players in different positions, and you guys can see we've got loads more deals. So 3.3k is the lowest by now for Musa, again for anything under about 3k. That's going to be some really easy profits. So just put bids on these cards, and you can get them very cheaply. Look them up in centre mid. We don't have any deals there. Actually, if we just remove that, we may have a deal or two here. And yes, it's centre mid. What do we have? 4.7. And yeah, that's not going to be the best of deals there. But as you can see, we've managed to get a whole load of deals, and I will show you guys on screen right now me actually selling on some of these cards, so you can see just how effectively this method works. Now I'll show you guys after an hour how many of these actually sold on, just so you can kind of get an idea of the profit you can expect to make. But you're going to be picking up, I mean, I've probably made about 10,000 to 15,000 coins in the space of about 20 minutes. So very, very easy. Goes to show you can easily make yourself around 25,000 coins in an hour. Now when I make these videos, say for example I say 25,000 coins an hour, that's the number of deals you can get basically that would make you that amount of coins. So you may not be able to make the 25,000 coins back in an entire hour. It may take you longer to list the cards up, but you're going to be able to get cards to make that amount of profit easily in under an hour. I mean, I've made about 10 to 15k in about 20 minutes, so easily 25k in an hour. Even if you guys aren't the best at trading, and I've been recording a video, so I've not been able to do this as quick as possible, so you can make a ton of coins using this method. It really is one of the most effective methods on the game. So if you guys have enjoyed the video, if you did, I really appreciate it if you could drop a like on it, subscribe if you are new around here, and also I'm just back from Salamanca in Spain, and you may have seen in some of my previous videos I said I was going away to Salamanca. But yeah, I actually pre-recorded them, so if I think I said in my last video I was going away for a week. I was going away for a week, but I recorded that video last week, if that makes sense. So I am actually back right now. So for those of you saying have fun in Salamanca and stuff, thanks for that. But I am back right now. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.